Hi guys, this is Allison from Alley Cat Creations. How are you? Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you have yet to do so. And if you get anything from my work, I'll connect the dot, an epiphany, a mind blown moment, a new book to read, new authors to explore. Please consider supporting my work. Oracle cards, awesome pyramids, and all kinds of gems and all kinds of artwork. You can find all that information at AlleyCatCreations211.com. That's how, and the best way you could support me. I don't know if I have a job just yet. I have to wait until next week to find out if I've been hired for the school system. And I'm not sure if that starts now or in August. So this should be a very interesting ride into very similar things. I also just got an email that I've been accepted to show and showcase my artwork at the local library, which is not too far from me. And they're holding an art show and I got picked. So I'm really excited. Can't wait to show what I have, and hopefully I could sell some stuff and network and get a little bit more information about the art scene here in Northwest Indiana. Really excited. That like made my day. Besides the fact that I also got to see Viking twice today. Really early this morning, I heard a truck. I'm like, that sounds like a wood chipper. And then I go outside and I look across the street and there he is working. So I stalked him a little bit with the camera. Sorry, Brian. If you're listening. And then this afternoon, right in front of my house, here he is again. Unfortunately, I didn't have my branches that have fallen over the winter out there. I have to cart that front forward. But my goodness, twice in a day, never get to see him. Although I was with him yesterday with his family. It was really nice. So, spiritual soul advice and chit chat and whatever have you. I have my water here. I was gonna do this a lot earlier, and then something had me want to go food shopping a little earlier. It's extremely windy and it might rain tonight, so I don't like shopping in the rain. So I took my morning to do that and have some lunch. Guys, my goodness, the things that have been going on, I've been manifesting and it's been coming in. It's taken a while, but picking up on doing podcasts. So go check out Turn the Page with Janine. I did one with Cosmic Mama on Woman of the Stars. I've done one with Poppy on Unpopular Viewpoint, and I will be on Jack Breaks Out once again Friday. If that poor man doesn't sleep, we get to have me again on his show. Very thankful for Jack. His information is absolutely incredible, and please go support all of those people. As much as I love that people are coming and finding me, it's also, for me, Amish mindset. Okay, already getting downloads. Geez. It's really nice to support other people who are supporting me and are a blessing to come and allow me to share my insights on channels, because I know a lot of us have felt this, but I felt it my entire life that I was the outcast black sheep. No one ever gave a thought to anything that I spoke about because it was so far beyond comprehension for many people. And now I think a lot of people are starting to get it. Makes me happy. it's annoying and very frustrating when not too many people can understand your view or the things that you're saying. Even if they don't agree with it, it's rough. But I'm not alone. I'm not alone. I know there's many, many, many people out there right now feeling the same way as me, like no one understands anything you're saying, and it's very frustrating. But let's just come into where we are right now with the energy today. Happy full moon, lunar eclipse, almost Mercury retrograde. We're in the shadow part of Mercury retrograde. Hi. It's not necessarily the doom and gloom of Mercury retrograde, is just communication, but here is a very eye-opening start of where we are right now today. Today, we are now in a cycle of purge. We've been there, but this is on a collective, massive scale, in my opinion. This is where we're going to see the outside world really throwing up bullshit in front of us. This is the test for many of us to stand in our convictions, stand in our empowerment and strength, and not allow outside forces and elements and whatever have you, movie playing out, the holograph spewing back at you. Are you going to put your wall up? You're going to protect yourself spiritually, and you're going to say, heh, heh, and you're just going to do you and keep being the shiny, bright lighthouse that you are. I know we're human and we write a lot of this BS for ourselves, but we need to sometimes a little bit kind of detach from that so that we can get to where we need to be. I'm not even done getting my filtering done through whatever I've been getting the last couple of weeks. It's very heavy. It's a lot. I know when I did that live the other day, that was on the cuff. I don't ever really go live because I like to edit my things, my videos. I like to chop it up a little bit so that I'm coherent. And I don't really touch these videos so much because I like to just be me on the fly. And when spirit comes in to deliver messages, yep, here I am. But between reading The Visions of Venus, which I kind of am like slowing down a little bit because I speed read a lot, but I'm taking my time with that book because just like reconstructing reality, I'm like reliving through the book my past lives, and it's very healing and it's very necessary, at least for me, to read a book. It's story formatted, so I'm getting a story, but I'm also getting a lot of like, holy crap. And then I'm able to filter myself into and like insert myself into the story to heal. It might not be the same circumstances, but the motions of what is being walked through in that book, and both of these books, are very vital for a lot of people to understand. I might not be the best verbalizer of these healings, but when you read it and you get into reading, I love to read. This is a really good healing tool. In the Active Side of Infinity by Carlos Castaneda deals with the shadow self in a very unique way as well. And learning how to take the leap of faith, learning how to go through your boundaries. We all have these little obstacles that we put in for ourselves, but it's how do we overcome them? There's like a big leap of fear that we got to jump over in order to get to the clear obstacle. clear it, open up the door, and here we go, we're flying by. It's what's the gunk in between all of that, that a lot of us are at the threshold to that gunk. We don't know what's going to happen. As much as I know there's a lot of people projecting out, and some people are pretty much on it with their estimates of eclipse seasons, energy feelings, all of that stuff is pretty accurate. The shift into the new, but we can't sit here to say everybody's newness. We can't. When I went to the medium to discuss my mom and my dad, and my family was very harsh on me, very, very harsh, and not ever had a reading where my parents were like warning me about a lot of stuff. And a lot of the things that were coming in was about how I will have to work, that I will be working with children, that I will have multiple streams of income, that eventually I'm going to be stable, because I'm not stable right now. I haven't been in a long time, but I need to have something steady coming in. I need to have my work start, and my purpose is here. My purpose is to seed all of you the knowledge that I've been accumulating throughout my entire life, all the wisdom of walking through all the experiences I've been through. And yes, a lot of people that watch me are not way older than me. It doesn't matter. Age is just a blip on a map. When someone walks through a crap load of stuff at an early age, they could either shut it out and stew in it, or gain the wisdom and release it and impart the wisdom that they have learned. And that's why I'm here. That's one of my many, many, many purposes. Like I said, this is one of many purposes, and many of you don't have, like, I get this all the time. What's my purpose, Allison? You got multiple. There's more than one. Stop limiting yourself because society dictated that to you. All of us got dictated that. It's not just unique to you. I know when my parents were indoctrinated, obviously, and they learned from their grandparents and great-great-grandparents, and everybody was like, here's what package of society and what this life should look like. You need to get married, you need to have kids, you need to have a good secure job, or you need to have a husband to have a secure job. You need, this is gender roles, and this is this, and this is that, and they impart that information on us. I'm the one breaking the damn cycle, because I did not get married at a young age. I didn't get married at all. I'm not married. I didn't have kids. I'm not settled in a career. I already had 2 careers that lasted me almost 10 years apiece. And both of them didn't even pay me enough, but I was happy. It's all about being happy. It's about serving your purpose. I learned so much from both of those jobs. And I really hope that the one that I just applied for and had an interview to, you know, they take me on and they see the shining bright light that I am, that I'm going to be for these kids. You know, it's really interesting. They're like, well, you know what you're getting yourself into. I'm like, are you kidding me? I just came from New York. What do you think I came from the middle of the farmland? They've never been exposed to other people? Like, we got to get out of this narrow-minded BS. I can't stand that shit. I went to high school, everybody was, it was every culture, every color you could imagine was in my high school. And I had a 20-year reunion 2 years ago. It was fantastic. I got to work with my friends. I got to work with people that were a little like, oh, that she used to be that gothic girl. But now everybody loves me. People appreciate me. Because a lot of those people have abilities and they just never told anybody. They were ashamed. Never be ashamed of your abilities, and never be ashamed of what you are and who you are. I walk in my authenticity. I will not excuse myself for who I am. I have been this way for a long time, and I only say I mature myself. I matured my look, I matured myself, but I'm still me. I'm happy about it. How about you? Sorry, I had to pause there. Fun times. So, are you walking in your authenticity? Do you? Here's something I found while I had a phone call. If you erase all the mistakes of your past, you would also erase all the wisdom of your present. Remember the lesson, not the disappointment. So I love this because what is happening right now is us purging, physically purging. I know that I've been having a difficult time shedding some weight, and not that I want to lose that much. I've been in this spot maybe almost 11, 10, 11, 12, 13 years ago. I, out of nowhere, just ballooned out, and I'm tiny, little tiny thing. And it's the thyroid. But at this moment in time, I'm, middle-aged, getting, you know, changes are happening. And I'm just trying to figure out like an avenue of, okay, like I'm doing juicing, I'm doing healthy food. What the hell am I not doing right? And what supplement am I not taking or am? But I kind of stopped worrying about it because I got to be comfortable in my skin, which I am. But when we look in the past and looking at that past self that was really heavy, I still love that aspect of myself. I'm going to take the lessons I learned from that part of my life, but it's, I'm not going to dwell in the disappointments or in the people pointing fingers at me and going, oh my God. Right? And that's just one component. We need to stop judging. We have to dispel the people who said some horrible things to us. We have to release those things, the trauma, especially from people close to us. It's they're expressing something that they may be insecure about inside of themselves. This is a very interesting time because we're all purging, we're upgrading, we're merging with the new selves. New beginnings are coming, and there is anxiety there for all of us. Like, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know, like, tonight the energy is going to definitely be wonky, and technology might be wonky, and things might just feel normal to you. That's fine. Everybody experiences this paradigm differently, but at what point are you going to allow what you are consuming in terms of outside sources to dictate to you your reality? I know a lot of people are hanging off. I see it in chats all the time. It's a lessening, which I'm thankful for. And it's not to say that we shouldn't be hanging on certain people and words that they're saying, but some concepts are just hypothetical. Right? Like, I can't, when I was doing the episode with Jack with Antarctica, I can't expect anybody to believe me that I projected my light body into a base. Like, you can't, it's not, there's no tangible evidence for that besides you going in and listening to me and seeing if that hits here. Because a lot of people, it's not, right? A lot of people too are having their own experiences right now. They're dreaming up crazy shit. So who could believe you besides someone like myself or other like-minded people who are like, okay, I don't need tangible evidence to feel if you're being authentic with me and truthful, right? Everybody's perspective is different. We need to hold a lot of this stuff into capacity, and we also need to get the idea that ascension is going to happen in a snap. What I was going to lead on to before I got interrupted, the downloads, the uploads, the ear buzzing is getting very intense. Earaches, and I'm exhausted. I've been led back. Spirit is now working with Jason the way Spirit has been working with me. They given him some juicy shit to watch. Sorry guys, my body is killing me. I've been re-listening and newly listening to Brian Scott of the Reality Revolution, because he's one of the I think he's like the only one that has permission to read quote channelings from LL Research, people that wrote The Law of One. For most of the books that I can't read, I do my little take on it, but unfortunately you need permission still in this day and age to read a book or read out of a book, whatever have you. You know, we like to do fair use as much as possible, at least for myself. Really early on in this channel, I got this book. It is by Carla Ruckert and Jim McCarty. They also were the channel and the scribe to the Law of One. The Wanderer's Handbook is pretty thick. There's a lot of channeling that's done in here, and that's not just from Ra, it's also from Quo, my favorite, which is just a principle of a lot of different entities. La Hatan, Latui are also in here. I broke down a lot of this book in different sections. A lot, and I didn't realize this. I had an affinity for the Law of One. I read it in college. The books did not look like that. They were paperback, and they didn't last me long because I ripped through my books. You should see some of my philosophy books. They're cheap. But it goes through money and depression and what a wanderer is. There's a lot going on in our world. There's a lot of terminology. And for me, listening to Brian talk about the Quo material, the Law of One material, this stuff sinks into my heart space and aligns. Just like Ashiana Dean's work, for the most part, not everything sinks. Some of the stuff Quo says sometimes, I'm like, I'm from your social memory complex, but I see it a different way. One of those, for example, I was listening to something and he was saying we're all source. I've been saying this forever, like everything is source. But the differentiated statement he makes is that we made good and evil. Man created the stories, which I did say a lot of people who poo-poo Lucifer and Lilith and entities. Okay, and what density are you listening to them in? What are you reading about them? I had some quotes from the Morning Star that is a channeling by Hillel, Archangel Hillel, which is Lucifer, but in his higher density form. We all equate our indoctrinating programs, like I was saying earlier, into our lives. It's what shapes and forms us. Are you ready to let go of those paradigms and those stories that we all are tempted to go back to. I'm not saying the Bible is wrong or any one of the religious books are wrong. There's a lot of truth in a lot of them, but there's a lot of them that steer you in an inversion. The story that we gave Lucifer, I said this a million times, it's wrong. Yeah, he was the adversary. He played a role, just like we all do. When you can let go of that detach and that attachment to that story and see it as energy, you'll be the better for everything that you think about. You know, it's not about not having emotions, because a few people were like, well, like, how do you do that, Allison? Like, you would be very boring and kind of weird if you didn't have and share and express your emotions. Of course. It's when you're in a negative situation that instead of reacting outwardly and, you know, or taking your side piece out, it's calmly breathing through the situation and changing the mental gymnastics in your brain to react differently. This is where we are in the energy. We are rebirthing as we speak. The close of a cycle is upon us. We now need to meet the energy of fourth density. We're here already. It's been here. We are just not physically able to see fourth in its full totality because collectively we're not there to manifest it just yet. We need to manifest it. If I thought when I moved here a year ago that I would have an art show, that I'd actually be selling my artwork and people would actually, I've been trying to do that since I graduated college in 2005. I never really had success selling my artwork. This is the first time in my life that I'm putting myself out there and I'm actually selling my stuff. It makes me happy. But I never thought I would ever have this happen in 1 year of moving. Get a show. I get to show my stuff at a library, even though it sounds corny, right? It's still an opportunity that I would have never had if I was still living in New York. We need to push forward, and through each and every one of you who will watch me, you need to push through. I stopped having expectations of what things need to look like for myself, and I just allow life to happen. That's not an easy task to do because we have daily things we need to do every day. Upkeep yourself. You know, you have your routines, you have your beauty routines, you have your manly routines. I know yesterday I was helping Viking shave his head because his hair was out of control. Looked like a savage. But we all have to upkeep ourselves. You need to keep routines and structure to our lives. And sometimes we just shouldn't have expectations. I know when I got firstly diagnosed with RA, I left my expectations at the door because I didn't know from 1 minute to the next if I could pick up a pen or not. And then if I couldn't pick up a pen, instead of being depressed about the shit, I'd be like, all right, what else can I do? Or can I go around this? What can I use to help me? Instead of sitting there and being defeated and beating myself up for something I can't, physically help. At the time, this was when I was younger too, and everybody's going out and having fun, going to dance clubs and having a life, and I'm sitting in bed going, oh my God, I don't know what to do with myself. This hurts. But we now can go back and look at ourselves and go, okay, look at all the growth that I have had and I have obtained, and now I can move forward because I gained all that wisdom. We're purging that past. We're purging that self that no longer serves us. But we don't know what this new self is going to look like just yet. We haven't manifested together yet because we all collectively do it, whether it's conscious or subconscious. We haven't created the reality that we want yet. It's forming. Things are slowly trickling out and happening, good stuff. But Gaia is going through a major purge right now with the weather. If we want to call it manipulation, sure, to an extent, there is some manipulation. But Gaia has cleanse. And no, we're not going to go through cataclysmic BS because I don't believe that is going to happen. I believe we are merging into, a lot of us already graduated multiple times, but we're here to help people graduate, meaning ascend, moving forward, whether it be in this vehicle or not. We really need to come into an awareness that when we give our will and intention to the outside world, we're giving our energy away freely to things to create their reality and not the one that we want. I say this all the time. I'm going to say it until we start manifesting together collectively what fourth density looks like. And that has nothing to do with materiality or that. Peace, tranquility, happiness is the goals that we should all be obtaining first. Yeah, we still need to live in third density, third dimension, which would be fourth dimension, halfway through third density, because we're almost down 4. But it's all a frequency and a vibratory state, and not everybody's there to meet that energy, and it's going to take a long time. To merge. Your upgrades, if they just, and it's gonna happen in waves, but you could see how many people can tolerate ascension symptoms. How many of you at home can you tolerate those ascension symptoms, or are you seriously purging, whether it be the other one way, the other way? You're exhausted, you're sleeping too much, you're taking too many naps, you're running around like a zombie, you're in brain fog, you got earaches and ears. Like, if you could understand how uncomfortable it is now, if this was rushed any faster, we had all humanly combust. We would not be able to handle the inflow of energy coming into us to change us on a molecular scale. Let's stop fooling ourselves and stop giving a delusion and an illusion to this ascension. It's going to be a slow rollout. For some of us, it's going to go a little bit quicker because we're there mentally and consciously. But we really can't shift until it has to be a number of people that can project into the hologram world. Are you ready for it? I know I want to be. I already am. I let go. It's just now giving into myself to say, I'm going to let the universe work its magic. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to work really hard in order to manifest the reality that I want. So what happened? I put my energy in revamping my resume. I did another job application and I got an interview. That's step 1. Congratulations to me. Like, that's big. I put an application in to show my artwork at the library. Never heard of such a concept. This, I think, is a great concept. 2 of my worlds combined in one, and it's freaking boom, happening now. I got accepted. That makes me feel so good. It's like finally what I've been wanting my whole life is starting to unfold in front of me. I am very grateful and I have a lot of gratitude towards those things. But it's because I changed my energy, let go of expecting, and just allowed and put faith into the universe that what is going to be for me will come in due time. Patience was a major theme, and we're going to do cards today because it is an eclipse and it is a full moon and it's probably a blood moon and blah blah blah, right? The insanity of what's going to happen, but we can't let that dictate or drive us. We got to steer our own ships through the energy. When it comes to us and we absorb it, what are you releasing? What are you planting seeds for? It's spring, so to speak. Are you planting the seeds so that by summer things can start growing? What are you doing on your everyday routines to make changes? We're in the time of change. I did it on Turn the Page with Janine of the eclipses. The energy coming in is very heavy and very dense, and it's going to be denser. Not going to be lighter. It's going to be denser. We have to purge, and Earth is purging. All the karma is purging, and that's generational. That's race. That is culturally. That is landmass wise. There's a lot of purging happening right now. A lot. Are you taking care of yourself so you can move through these turbulent times? What are you doing for yourself? I'm going to read one or two of these from Quo, because it is now that this is very relevant. This is from Ella Research. I really highly suggest that you get this book. I'm not going to read everything word for word so I can keep myself up. But I'm from this social memory complex. I have no doubt within my being that a fractal of myself is there. I've been very heavily vested in their work for a very long time. And everything that I've said organically, they're saying just about in a very similar but more intellectual way. It blows my mind. Like I said to Jack, your thoughts are not your own. They're your higher selves. They're your soul. That's so infinite and huge. You have to trust. I'm not special. Everybody has the same ability to tap into the same energy that I am and to get the information. Once you stop limiting yourself and second guessing yourself why you get what you get, it's in your own voice. Yes, unless you're clairaudient and you can distinguish, I'm clairaudient at times. I'm not fully clairaudient. It comes in and out, but other voices can come through me, through my voice, but it's my voice 98% of the time. It's my in-stream of energy that I'm tapping into and channeling through my higher selves, plural. My guides, my guardians, we are all one. Which means if I have this ability, a lot of you have this ability. We all have something unique within all of us. We have energy, we have a signature, a frequency that's unique only to us. Excuse me. My juice is like, I'm in your tummy and I'm not happy right now. We need to establish this. We are all one with both polarities. I'm just expressing myself in a unique form God wanted me to. All of you are doing the same. When you can figure that one out for yourself and understand it's all you, and really embody it, understand it, take it on, it's game changing. Mr. Crow is talking about the wanderers and how we're going to find comfort in the knowledge that it cannot help contributing positively to the planetary vibration. This is one of our main purposes. All of us who have the awareness, who are awake, cognizant of what is going on in the universe, you alone have a purpose of rising, raising, elevating the consciousness to the positive polarity for this planet. Everybody has this mission. It's not just mine. I'm a light worker. I'm a grid worker. I have to clear the land. But there's a lot of us who are just here in embodiment. Are you focusing on the planet? Are you focusing on the positive? Or are you, we've been programmed to go negative with everything. Everything should be negative. Negative, 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 instead of, and not to say that we're not being realistic. Yeah, going out and buying groceries sucks. It's a chore and it's expensive. Going outside and being around very difficult people is not easy, but we are the lighthouses that are shining the light on everybody, hoping that when they walk in your field, you're waking them up to some sense. What seems to be gross mismanagement of time and energy, a basic alienated mindset that dwells that vibration, which is fuller with light. This very alienation is simply a surface symptom of a deep and spiritual gift. Comfort yourself when the heart is heavy and feelings bruised with the knowledge that you are being of service. You are doing that which you came to do. You may find ways to do it better, but you're not failing no matter what it seems like. In Visions to Venus, the character is in Atlantis, and Atlantis is about to fall. This is where I am in the book. She had a huge undertaking in front of her. All of us do now. She had to say goodbye and detach from her family that she had made. So did a couple of other people in this story. They had to send them off so that they can create the new world. Because not everything that, when Atlantis went down, not everything perished. There was still land, there was still life afterwards. But a vast majority of people passed during Atlantis. And her mission, I'm still reading it, I don't want to give too much away, is to be sacrificed for the greater good. We're not having to go through that right now. Right? We do our sacrificing in different types of ways without losing our bodies. The greatest love is to self and expressing it to others. She loved her family so much, she didn't want them to perish. Knowing what her mission was, she sent them away. That was one of the hardest things to do, but she did it out of love, not out of fear. She wanted her line to thrive and to rebuild the world, knowing that she was going to be left behind, to an extent left behind. She knows her fate, and so does a couple of other people in the story. You got to learn how to detach. This is one of the hardest things. We are programmed to attach to people, places, and things. I know people that cannot be by themselves. They need another person, whether they're abusive or not, or what, a good fit for them. They gotta be with somebody. They can't be on their own. Gotta learn how to be and do by yourself. You have to empower yourself. We have given too many labels to our structured world. The women should stay home, cook, and clean. Well, you know what? I gotta cook, clean. I gotta maintenance salon. I gotta build furniture. I gotta move stuff by myself. I still gotta do these things by myself. Yeah, I'm in a relationship, but Viking is not around all the time. He's doing a really good job at teaching the girls how to be self-sufficient, how to cook, how to clean. They don't like it. They're 12 and they just want to do them on the phone. This is all they do all day. But they have an awareness of how special they are spiritually. When I said to one of the girls, where do your thoughts come from? And she's like, my soul. And it was like an automatic answer. It wasn't something she had to dig in there for and think about. She just knew. She doesn't know the details or understand it just yet, but she's absorbing the things that I've been trying to impart on them slowly. We all have a purpose. We have multiple purposes. The main purpose is just to be here, to have the frequency to hold. So keep working on your vibration. So I don't know what made me come to this page. There's so many good things here. One person is questioning El Nino and La Nina. We're going through that cycle right now. We always have, but it is extreme. There lies within the peoples of this place a growing and nearly critical mass of those who in one guise or another seek peace and light and joy. These seekers seeks and fails and picks itself up and seeks again. One step back and two steps forward, as we all do in our stumbling way, as each persists, the light grows. It's a web about the planet that becomes stronger. The consciousness is being transformed. There is a concept among your peoples called critical mass. And this is where the planetary consciousness is moving. A significant harvest of souls shall be moving on to a different reality, a different illusion, more refined lesson, and a gentler emotional, mental, and physical experience, which upon the other hand is far, far greater than what you would call the length of time. What has to do with the planetary stuff is all these storms and all these catastrophes happening is karma A coming to an end and being closing of a cycle. We want to say it's manipulation, but there's a reason for everything. Even if you feel that someone is manipulating it, it's still of source and it's still an expression of source. When you understand everything is source, and we're all playing a role and we all enact source every minute of every day, we're moving into that critical mass. It's incoming in the next 2-3 years. More and more of us are becoming aware, awake, and understanding, comprehending what is actually happening on an energetic, physical scale. The earth is going to shift. Things are going to happen. And it's up to us to be a service to those other selves than ever before. Every time you enact on helping other people out, you raise the frequency of the planet. When more and more people are helpful and do the same thing, more and more the vibratory state increases. He says all is illusion. I'll put the link for this book in the comments or in the description. This is very heavy and it's very dense understanding because it's all channeled work. It's kind of like the Law of One, but it's on wanderers. I don't know if I'm a wanderer, but I can imagine probably. The other book I actually haven't read, I bought it, Voices of the Confederation. This is also by Don Elkins and Carla Rucker. Again, channeled, I'm sure. Yes. Yeah, there's channeling here. I definitely am gonna go through this. It's more on the UFO stuff. Does a confederation exist? Most likely. If you watch Pamela Erlin, she taps into Dolores Cannon, who's working with Ra in the Confederation. So another person probably not reading the Law of One and channeling Dolores Cannon is saying such things. When more and more people say that, you tend to believe that that's becoming more of a fact. Possibly. Manifestation. You will attract what you give your focus to. When you change your beliefs, your life changes to match it. First, you must be aware of how you feel in the present. Practice focusing on what makes your heart sing, not shrink. The time just before manifestation is an opportunity to change any story from your past, present, or future. So it's all about your mindset, but putting the will, and the next card is focus into birthing this new life. No one's going to hand it to you. You have to create it. And what I've been trying to convey, and all the quote channelings and everything I've been listening to in the last couple of weeks, we all need to work together harmoniously to manifest the new world. And that's going to take time because we're still on a low density. We're in third. We're in fourth dimension. We're still in third dimensional bodies. So when we're willing something into manifestation, it takes time. Things are rapidly increasing. Ra and Quo say that time has been altered. I've been trying to find that passage I read that I wanted to share today, and that was like why I brought the book out. But they altered time, the beings. The sun is a logos. It's made up of a collective of beings. The hypothetical moon. But funny fact, if this is a hologram, the energy has to be coming from somewhere. All the potentialities that are out there, whatever you succinct with in your soul, in your body, in your heart, is what's right and true for you. We need to come together and start making this reality happen. We can't do that and expect a man on a white horse to come in with a no frilly flag, 17 flags to be exact, to come in and wisp everybody into salvation. That is not going to happen. Yeshua never thought that was going to happen either. And interestingly enough, this morning I listened to about death and ascension. I do a reading on Pistis Sophia. The way they describe ascension is exactly like Pistis Sophia, and that's Jesus talking and teaching the ascension path. They say the same effing thing. It's bananas. Bananas in pajamas. Point of attraction. Where is your focus and what do you want to create? Your point of attraction is the accumulation of all your thoughts. Some you are aware of and some you are not. The latter are thoughts you have repeated so often they have become beliefs and body memory. The point of attraction is more fluid than you think. It is the overarching energy of your collected ideas, active beliefs, and your personality. Change any idea or belief, and your point of attraction shifts. This is how you manifest. Change your habits, your thoughts. Change. There's still people stuck on the one book paradigm. Trying to convince me that they're all awoken, awakened, and aware. And yet at the same time as I say we are all God, they want to bring out the wood chippers and they want to take off their other selves. You can't understand what all means when you're doing that. Divine neutrality. It's a hard path to walk down because you don't want to feed the people who do the wrongs, but that's still source. Respect it. Connection. The frequency of connection supports our ability to find alignment and resonance with others, things, and ideas. What are you connecting to? Freedom. The energy of freedom supports our sense of limitless possibility and potential, boundless expression, and bold exploration. This is, if you could do anything with your life, what would you do? What would you be? I'm living this right now. I never had any set goals or expectations. I wanted to be a famous artist. But in what reality does fame really matter at this point? It doesn't. It's what my work does for other people. Heals, protects, brings joy, a smile, a thought, something expansive. Feed your soul. What is it that you want to bring into focus into your manifestation that will help guide humanity? We're all of a service. How can we service other people? Not everybody's going to be in the spotlight. I never expected to be on podcasts. But I'm walking in my purpose. It's a big deck. One of my favorites. Dream Thief. Refusal of the call. Rejection of the path of fulfillment, refusal of the call. The dream thief is a soft and completing seductress. Her only purpose is to keep you hypnotized by comfort and sameness. She wants to tell you your old stories over and over so you don't evolve beyond them. Ask yourself whether you are reverting back to the familiarity of your origin story of why you were wounded and when you are rejected. Do you talk about your family molded you as a child without also acknowledging that you already become someone else? Teaching from an old wound will never allow you to new adventures. Instead, bring to mind how you're already changed, remembering that you have new stories to rely and build upon. Answer the call to a new adventure and drop your resistance to sailing the same uncharted seas of your potential. The wind will soothe and sing the dream thief to sleep so you can wake up and move forward. You are so much more than you know. It's time to express what has been laying dormant. Your new adventure has already begun. I've just been talking about this half this video. New beginnings. It's new. New energy. Change. The old self got to go bye. Bye. Bye-bye. Love you. Mwah. Bye, old self. Thank you for serving your purpose, but now I'm moving into my new purpose. First breath. Beginner's mind. A fresh start and renewal. Renewed curiosity, natural trust, beginner's mind. When the first breath card shows up for you, it is time to leave the old stories and tales behind. Theme? Theme much? Anybody? Take a deep breath and another. There's nothing else you need to do but take in the new world that is revealing itself around you. Trust your natural curiosity. There's no need to dwell on how difficult the journey has been or how tight the passage to get where you are now. Just take it all in and experience the awe and wonder of your arrival at this destination. Practice the beginner's mind, not labeling or naming what you see and experience. The situation that was so difficult only a few days ago. Just be with it and breathe. You have already gone beyond it, have overcome and resolved it, even if there is no one else realizes this yet. Soon enough they will as you move on. Do not squander the power of first breath, giving the old narrative mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Use it for new beginnings, to animate a world you can play and create in. Do not underestimate the power of your breath and the magic of the word. If that doesn't scream at you, I don't know what else will. We're in the full moon in Libra, I believe. It's the balancing of the scales. It's balancing. It's the old releasing. And if we stay in the old, we're not merging and forging forward. So what is it going to take for everybody to start moving and forging forward? And yes, I keep saying this, we need to know the wrongs. But we're so focused on the wrongs, we're not focusing so much on the right. There is really no right or wrong in estimation, but in a human concepted position, we'll go from there. We need to move forward. You need to release the old. That's going to take a while. And that card fell. Poopy. My cards are falling. Sorry, guys. Trust in your new path. All will work out for you. The way is clear. Awaken to the power within you. You deserve good things. Keep your focus on what you want. So you're going to manifest it. You're going to will it to power. No, it's not easy. It's not easy. It gets more difficult, I think, with age. The first thing is to get change. Each day, implement something different that you're going to do. Whether you're going to dance like you never danced before to the bathroom. What are you talking about, Allison? That's silly. But it's implementing change. You've never done it before. What are things that you haven't done? And they could be so simple and stupid. Have you ever drawn before? I don't care if it's stick figures. Do something out random. You know what I did the other day that I haven't done in this house yet? I haven't taken a bath. I usually used to go outside in my hot tub, which I had to deflate and have to clean and hope that it works when I put it back up. But I took a bath yesterday. I put Epsom salt in. I put on Pure Hertz music. I put it right up against the bathtub so it vibrated. I did throat humming, kind of like it did humming, but to the frequency of the music. It was profound. I meditated. I haven't done that in a long time. And I haven't ever did it in my bathtub. New experience. And I'm going to keep continuing doing it because it feels great. I was so relaxed. And I felt really good afterwards. But I never did that before. And I only just started implementing the Hertz music in the shower. I know not everybody has that ability to do that all the time, but I would try it. Whatever one I just pulled is very highly, so I do this. So I touch my hands on the card, and whichever one feels, I get a tingle. It's the one I pick. Accept diversity. Choose peace on your path. Choose peace. Answers will come. Remove the energy blocks within you. Sorry, there's noise outside. So when we don't know something and you ask your higher self and the answer hasn't come, please be patient. Things will come to you in divine timing. Like, I started reading Quo in 2004. And I had an affinity to that work, but I had no idea I was connected to it. It, it these things took forever for me to get, and forever is like an understatement, right? Like, I'm young and but it took some years. Some things are left to be unanswered. That's because you're supposed to discover the answer for yourself and not allow somebody to give it to you. I see this a lot. When you need instant gratification, you would need an instant answer because you need it to be solved today. The conundrums that are going on in the community I belong to, holy crap, you don't need to have the answers. You just need to remember them. And sometimes that remembering takes a little bit of a longer time to manifest to you in your awareness. Like, I gave up on having expectations of knowing what my soul's name is. It's a two-part. That's all I was given. I had given a name to me. It wasn't resonating with me. And I was correct. It wasn't. It was just a test. Okay. More and more of you are going to be able to go in within yourself. You don't need to sit in this. Yes, sitting in silence is very absolutely necessary sometimes. And it's something you need to learn how to do. It's frustrating. I've been there. And sometimes my mind doesn't shut off. So I do guided meditations instead. If I can't just sit in the silence and just to breathe and acknowledge my breath, and that doesn't work, and I usually visualize a piece of paper falling endlessly. If that can't quiet my mind, I don't give up on meditating. I'll just do another modality that is working. Not all the time can we quiet our minds. Don't give up. Make changes. Do all you can to be all you are. Step into your empowerment. Open your mind, connect to the divine within. It's not taking it in a narcissistic direction, like, I got, right? It's about empowering yourself to know your worth. Because worth in human form is you have money, you have obtained a house, you have obtained the vehicle of your lifetime. You have obtained status. That's just materialistic shit that you're projecting on other people. What is your divine value? You're one of many missions, and I said it through that channeling. You're here to raise the frequency of the planet, and that's no easy job. That is no easy feat. That is not one of those jobs that, yeah, we come to just be, but just to be is not fucking easy. Just to be. Holy crap. Give yourself some compassion. Say, no, people out there, don't. Step into your empowerment that you are a powerful being. You have power. It's how to harness and use that power. It takes time to gain the skills in order to do such. You know, I could sit here and clear. You can't see what I'm clearing. Some people might be able to, but not everybody in a totality sense can see when I'm fluctuating my hands and I'm focusing on the energy around where I'm directing it to, my microphone. If I have gremlins and you see that's tangible evidence, but are you really seeing the energy I'm moving? It's taking me years. Sorry, guys. Water went down the wrong pipe. A personal issue reaches resolution. Full moon in Cancer. Your dreams need a practical plan. Full moon in Taurus. So there are probably a lot of us that have things that are still yet to surface, but things are going to come to resolutions. Everybody is going to have a different perspective on that, and your dreams need a practical plan. So again, what are you willing to focus? Is it too overly abstract? Is it not practical enough? What is it that you can do right now to focus in on doing the work physically, mentally, emotionally, to have your dreams manifest? I wouldn't have gotten a job if I didn't do the application and revamp my resume and put the work out there to email and to go on an interview. I had to physically do that. I can't do my work unless I physically cleanse, sage, hold, put intentions, charge, activate, and then put each layer into the pyramids and whatever else I am doing. I need to think about those things. I need to actually physically do it. These are practical things on an everyday basis that I do in order to get my work out. So what are you doing to bring your dreams into manifestation? Oh, I gotta wait for something to drop. I gotta wait for the financial system to switch. I gotta wait. No, you don't. Not everything that you want to will into intention needs money. And if you do need it, that you never know. Treat everything like a lottery. If you get it, great. If not, great. Still focus on what you're dreaming. Make a vision board. Put in writing, what is it that you want to bring into birth, into this new world? Where's the change? How are you contributing to your community, to yourself? Go with the flow. Change. Listen. Go with the flow of life each and every day. Go with the flow of your breath. Change is here. If you listen to your higher self, listen to yourself, listen to the silence, listen to things that are inspiring to you, things are going to start changing for yourself. The world will change. And the outside shit happening and projecting in the theaters near you isn't going to affect you. You're not going to care anymore because you're going to be too busy doing you. And as selfish as that does sound, it's helping clear and transmute the negative energy on this planet. Awaken the magic of your creativity and then immerse yourself in the world of feelings. You cast a spell with your existence. Magic flows brightly and radiantly within you. Start projecting it out. So your outside world can have that same effect. Release your creative energies. Make use of them in your life. Here we go. My little creative, amazing people out there. Are you creating? Are you painting? Are you doing watercolors? Are you writing poetry? Are you writing? Are you making music? Are you cooking? I can go on and on and on and on. I can go on. How are you being creative? And if you're not, start somewhere. Make that change. Do something different. Doesn't need to take all day either. Awaken your senses. Slow down and become aware of them. We are not patient enough, some of us. You can't just expect it one day. It happens to some people that one day something happens and then the influx of energy comes in and you're able to, oh, but in reality, a lot of people don't have that. It takes a lot of work and time, and it's stuff that you can't give up on. You know, a lot of people ask me about the signs and they don't know, and they're like kind of giving up on themselves. Things drag on for a long time. Well, where are you putting in the change? How are you working on yourself? Maybe change the way you're doing it. Maybe, like for me, I had to understand that I love to ground, but not every day is that grounding going to work for me. I have to switch it up. So I have to find new ways to explore to ground my energy because I have too much energy in me and I need to complete my circuit. If I'm not moving, if I'm not walking, if I'm not Tai Chi, light yoga, Epsom salt baths, right? Like meditation, but it doesn't end there. There's so many ways to ground. I got to change it up. I can't do the same thing every day. I blow light bulbs. It's not fun. It's expensive, especially in this house. Last house, easy. This house, not so much. So we have to complete our circuits. Are you completing your circuit? Crow spirit, co-create with spirit. Otter spirit, you are never alone, because you're not. There's so much energy around you, it's not even funny. Lizard spirit, dream the world into being. Nightingale spirit, love is all around. Because we're all love. We're created out of love. Guilt. You do not need another's approval to feel worthy of love, regardless of what you've done or what you think you've failed to do. From your soul's perspective, there's neither right nor wrong. Every experience is life is here to help you expand your awareness of love. So that you may embrace your ever greater spheres of wisdom. You've done nothing wrong. Action. Drop old fear. And just do it. You have the power to create and be whatever you truly want. Look inside your heart and take positive action in those things that bring you closer to achieving your desired goals. Nothing can stop you except your own fears. This card is a positive confirmation from God and the angels that time is right for you to start a new and exciting venture. Because we're in the new beginnings. The scales are going to be balanced. The outside world is going to start slowly merging into something new. Our thoughts, our dreams, our experiences should be shifting because we are implementing the change. You're doing it out of love and not out of fear. You're being creative. You're using the God spark within you, the creative thought, to create beautiful, exciting things for this world. Are you embodying this? Are you taking the steps to doing this? And I know more and more of you are, because I can feel the energy. We have Yogini of 285 hertz. Changes in your life, including closing doors or missed opportunities, are not going to derail your fulfillment. Realignments are happening based on divine wisdom and timing. You are being diverted from unnecessary obstacles and suffering. Trust in how your life path is unfolding. Stay true to your authentic healing journey, because it is working, whether you realize it that or not. Significant inner healing is taking place. Hi, everybody. When the Yogini of 285 hertz makes her presence felt in a reading, it is a sign that we are on a powerful healing journey to connect body, mind, and soul with the truth of our spiritual nature. We are working at an inner level to let go of past pains and open up to our empowerment and grace, dignity, and legitimacy in the present moment. This oracle indicates that there is a spiritual approach to heal any and all struggles in our lives. The tone, 285 hertz, supports the treatment of wounds, cuts, burns, and any other damaged tissue. It is a tone of optimal health, just like the yogini who has access to the original virility of our spirit and seeks to infuse that well-being into the body, mind, and soul. This tone is healing, correcting that which has fallen out of alignment, bringing it back to center. As a frequency of the cosmic blueprint, it helps heal our physical body and aligns us on our soul's journey, synchronizing our inner and outer lives. If you have felt conflict between your inner aspirations and your outer reality, this oracle indicates the time for healing change has come. The soul blueprint is the original spiritual plan for our development. It is the innate guiding wisdom within each being that knows what it is meant to be. An example is the intelligence within a caterpillar that knows how to move with patience and process, transforming into a butterfly. The original and purposeful wisdom of our true nature is life-changing. It can dissolve inherited pains and psychological struggles and allow projections from others, which may be influencing us. If you feel disoriented or conflicted about a choice, trust that this chaos is a consequence of a cosmic realignment with your life path. Move through it with trust in your heart, patience, and a willingness to keep the faith, knowing you will eventually find your way. The adjustments taking place within you will affect your outer world, just like the tumultuous alchemical journey of the caterpillar transforming into a butterfly. Your inner transformation shall shape you and your world into the beautiful, inspired, and authentic form it is meant to be. Yeah, it's everything I've been saying in this video. That's why I take you guys on my journey. That's why I'm very personal about what I go through, my experiences, because it is my journey. But from that journey is to insert your journey and go through the motions of healing your journey, walking through that journey, changing patterns, cycles that we've all walked and traversed. We already gained the wisdom. We don't no longer need that energy around us. It's up to you. And I know a lot of you got this. I see the changes. I see the verbal lessening of spewy shit when I'm in chats. I see more harmony, more people giving grace, more people taking a step back, working on themselves. I know a lot of people have disappeared for a little bit, but I know those people are doing their healing. Life gets busy and life gets a little involved. And sometimes when we take a step back and focus on you, a world of difference happens. It's beautiful. It's a wonderful journey. It's a wonderful time to be alive. And from everything that I've been listening to and absorbing the last few weeks, it's all comes down to love, loving self, loving this world, understanding creator, and it all is creation. When you stop personalizing and labeling things, life sort of gets a little easier each and every day. I hope all of you take the time today, excuse me, to just breathe. We've been hit with a lot of energy the last couple of weeks. The Schumann resonance has been spiking and it's been calm and it's been spiking, but then we get these M-class flares and X-class flares and all these flares everywhere, flare, and it does affect us. Are you using what you have in the moment? So if you feel energetic, go do something. I cleaned like a crazy person yesterday and the day before. I built a shelf. I reorganized things. Like when I get that energy and I can physically do things, I'm all on it, tackle it with a jackhammer. But when today I'm like, oh, I'm so tired. Right. So I will get my rest. I got some drawing to do, and I like relaxing and drawing or reading. What are you doing? Let me know. Hope all of you are going to have a fantastic, beautiful, blessed, full moon lunar eclipse with a Mercury retrograde shadow and change incoming. Don't feed all the negativity into what these events are, because that is only steering you into fear. Remember, Satan is of God's paradigm. We wrote the story for Satan. We wrote it. Own it. Release it. Let it play out. Because we got to focus on what's coming. So, sending each and every one of you love, light, compassion, grace, transformation, change, shielding, and protection energy. The cards, spirit, my higher self, it all spoke very succinctly with what we need. It's up to you to do the work. I can't do that for you. I can help you through the process, but it's up to you to take the first step and to do something. Make it a goal this week to do something that you haven't done yet before. And with that card I just drew, I might actually go back and look for Pure Tone Hertz and play that for the 285 or whatever it was, Yogini. I'm really bad at that. Remembering anything. 285. I'm going to find Pure Tone Hertz, and the next time I take a bath or, in the morning when I take a shower, I'll play that Hertz. Doesn't need to be the same Hertz all the time. I like to switch things up, so maybe I will play that when I go into the bathtub. See, it's a little change. It's just little incremental things. Also, I highly suggest to go find Reality Revolution, that's Brian Scott's channel, and start listening to all the Law of One and quote channelings if you're interested. He gives a very realistic and grounded explanation on what is to come and what is coming. Brian's been having great access to the latest quote channelings, which is recent, like within the last 6 months. He gets these things. He's very blessed. But it's beautiful when you hear it from Brian and you hear his perception and perspective of it and the questions he has. I have very similar questions. But it's interesting to see where the social memory complex is. It's easier to understand quo. And it's just mind-blowing stuff. And it's very helpful. And he has a lot of great meditations on there. I highly suggest listening. I do a lot of the meditations that he does, but I go and I vary around people. I try different things, different energies to see what I like. You might not like what I like, but that's okay. Try. Deep breaths. I love you all. And please be safe, be seen. And thank you all so much for supporting my channel, helping me grow. And I will be a guest on the Ethan Lucas show with my friend Poppy on Thursday, all provided It should be very interesting, and don't worry, I will still be doing my WeNotMe functions. So we'll see. And then I'll be on Jack Breaks Out on Friday, if he's not sleeping. I love you, Jack. So check me out in all those spots. If you are on my social medias, all the links are in the bottom of the description. And I'll see you on the next one, guys. Bye for now.